Did you know that the first car ever built wasn't powered by petrol? It didn't roar. It didn't belch smoke. It hummed quietly, like a caffeinated sewing machine. Long before Teslas, long before Elon memes, the roads of the 19th century were ruled by something truly futuristic. Electric cars. Yep. Over 100 years ago, we were already plugging in, before plugs were even standard. Welcome to Nobody Drives, and another episode of Did You Know?, where we dig up the dusty truths of car history. And they're way more electric than you think. Let's hop in a time machine. Destination, the 1830s. Your phone isn't invented yet. Neither are traffic lights. But guess what shows up? The first electric carriage. Scottish inventor Robert Anderson builds a crude electric-powered cart using non-rechargeable batteries and a motor that would make a blender blush. Then, in the 1880s, things get serious. Thanks to improved batteries and motors, inventors across Europe, especially in the UK, Germany, and France, started building proper electric cars. By the late 1890s, electric vehicles were the quiet, clean, and civilized alternative to their smelly, loud gasoline rivals. In fact, in cities like London and Paris, electric taxis were a thing. Yes, Uber Green Mode, 1898 edition. Back then, the automotive world had three main camps: steam-powered cars, massive boilers, constant water top-ups, and exploding risks. Gasoline cars, noisy, unreliable, and crank-started like a lawnmower from hell. Electric cars, smooth, clean, and easy to operate. Guess which ones the rich and fashionable preferred? That's right, electric. By 1900, 38% of cars in the US were electric. Only 22% ran on gasoline. And in Europe, high society loved electric cars. You didn't need to change gears. You didn't smell like diesel. And you could actually have a conversation while driving. So what happened? Two words: range and recharging. Early EVs had a top range of around 30 to 50 kilometers. That was fine for city use. But cross-country? Forget it. Then along came Henry Ford in 1908 with the Model T, a cheap, reliable gasoline car for the masses. Gas stations exploded across the map. Meanwhile, electricity was still inconsistent outside major cities. Game over for the electric dream, at least for a while. For the next 100 years, EVs were mostly museum pieces or science experiments. Until a little company called Tesla plugged the industry back in. Think electric cars are new. Here are some ancient electric beasts you've probably never heard of. The Baker Electric, 1909. Driven by high society ladies and even used by the wife of US President Woodrow Wilson. The Lohner-Porsche, 1900. Yes, designed by Ferdinand Porsche himself. A hybrid before hybrids were cool. The Detroit Electric, 1911. Up to 130 kilometers range. Some models had an interior that looked like a Victorian lounge. They didn't look like cars. They looked like tea rooms on wheels. Fast forward to today, and EVs are back with a vengeance. You've got Teslas doing over-the-air updates like smartphones, Rimac from Croatia pushing 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 2 seconds of ID. Buzz bringing retro style to the plug-in era. And even Rolls-Royce Spectre turning silent motoring into a luxury art form. Suddenly, quiet is cool again. But the next time someone says electric cars are the future, tell them they were actually the past too. So the next time you hear someone brag about their EV, just whisper, Did you know the first car ever was electric? If you like this trip down the electric avenue, hit that like button, subscribe for more shocking truths from car history, and drop a comment. Which forgotten EV would you want to resurrect? Because in a world of drivers, nobody drives like we do.